Today is the day where the moving averages are the show stealers, and I'm going to show that to you across, well, the S&P 500's ETF SPY, QQQ for the NASDAQ 100, IWM for the Russell 2000, NVIDIA, big old news coming out for that, especially given what we heard from Microsoft. So we'll check that out, and then Tesla will look at that, and then also give an update on Bitcoin and XRP. As a matter of fact, those two, I got to say, are probably the two biggest show stealers that we have in this video. So let me put these charts up here and we'll talk about it. So for SPY, what are we looking at? We have the 50-day and the 20-day moving averages. 20 on top, 50 is this pink line on the bottom here. And what we're seeing so far, put those technicals down. We'll talk about those in a little bit here. So there we go. So what you see when you look at this is the 50, we were down below it. We got rejected off the 20, crossed down below the 50, didn't clear the 50 today in the pre-market hours, up above the 50. If we can get a full candle above the 50, we're golden. We're probably going to push up above the 20 as well. Pushing up above the 20 is going to be that confirmation. So looking really bullish for SPY. This could be the moment that allows us to take on that 610 level. Breaking above 610 is going to be highly bullish from where we're at right now. So especially given what we could see this week, with the labor reports, if they come out to be strong, that is going to be something that's going to be absolutely huge in allowing us to push forward from where we're at right now. So looking for no more loosening in labor market conditions, very bullish. CPI report next week could also be very bullish if the inflation tends to be subdued, but then next week we also have big bank earnings. I don't honestly think that they're going to disappoint either. So I think that we have a lot of green lights ahead of us, assuming that those reports come in well. If those reports don't come in so well for us, well, that changes the story. Let's go over to the Qs. Up above the 50-day, that's pink right here. Up above the 20-day in pre-market, getting up above that 20 is also going to be bullish. Down here was that moment where we saw that we found support. As a matter of fact, Friday, having a full candle close above the 50 is an excellent bounce point for us, and you can see that so far in the pre-market hours. IWM up above the 20-day as well. This is also excellent. Actually, that's weekly chart, but still good for the 20-week. Let's go to the daily chart. There we go. So we got the death cross of the 20 down over the 50, but check out that rounded bottom that we have on this so far, that we didn't get that drop that we could have had. Seeing that buying pressure coming around 218. Need to break the 20, need to break the 50, but still up above the 200. That is bullish. The RSI still down below 50, so still currently bearish, but that is something that could turn around, especially if labor market conditions have not appeared to be loosened as per JOLTS, as per non-farm payrolls, and as per the unemployment rate. Need to watch for those, and also watch for subdued inflation, because if we do get subdued inflation, we get a good CPI and PPI report next week. That's something that can be further catalyst for the Russell 2000 stocks. Big banks could also, listening to what they have to say about lending services, and the guidance for lending services is also going to be big for us. NVIDIA, off of Microsoft's, hey, we're going to dump $80 billion into AI infrastructure. Well, here you go. Here's the bullish candle that we have above the 20 and the 50. Just a huge day for NVIDIA on Friday, and now we're up above that. We could probably push up above the 150 mark on this news, especially if the market runs off of this. We could see the price for NVIDIA continue to run off of that, and then that gives us that 150 plus. So be on the lookout for that. Watch out for rejection, as we had selling pressure around 150 before. Breaking 150 is going to be big for us. The last time we did it was just post earnings. The next day after their earnings is where we saw it before we got quite a bit of a sell-off. We had that corrective period, and now we're starting to run again. And then we also have NVIDIA presenting at CES today. I believe 9 p.m. is when that starts. It's 6 p.m. Pacific time, I believe. So you want to fact check that. But that should also serve as a significant catalyst as the 5000 series GPUs start to come out. And we'll look for those prices, and you can expect it to be sort of like premium pricing for premium parts, if you will, that they believe that they have that sort of pricing power to really put out these best-in-class GPUs for consumers. And we'll listen to see if they have any groundbreaking technology or anything like that that's really going to put in further demand for it and widen the gap between the AMD and Intel rival GPUs that are out there. So NVIDIA, or Intel, I should say, taking a different approach, going for the lower end consumer market for their GPUs, but putting out some pretty impressive stats on that. Let's go over to Tesla. Tesla up above the 50 EMA and SMA. And right now at about the 13, we need to get on top of that 20 in order to see further upside. There is a critical resistance that happens to be right around 414. So if we can open up above 414 and sit on top of that, then we should be pretty good up until the mid 400s off of that. So we could have significant upside pushing from here. If we get rejected off the 20, let me take down the exponential moving averages for a moment. If we get rejected off the 20, which happens to be near that 414, it's at about 423. That's something that could send us back down towards the 50. But if the market itself is moving up, and as a matter of fact, we have Bitcoin and XRP, I'll show those to you, we still tend to be in a risk on environment right now. And so we'll look and see if that is something that's temporary that we just see today or tomorrow, or if it's something that remains to be sustained. And like I said, I think labor market and inflation reports are going to be big players in that. And then bank earnings coming up next week are also going to be significant players. We got to keep that in mind as well. So Tesla, look for that breakup above the 20-day. We're above the 50 and the 200. Very much in bullish territory right now. RSI looking good on the daily chart. Bitcoin fighting with 100,000. We got to, according to Bitstamp, 99,857. So within $143 of 100,000 from where we're at right now. But I just want to show this to you real quick, that if we fail to break that 100,000 solidly and get up above it, this is a bit of a head and shoulders looking thing for Bitcoin. This is a significant support line. I said about that before. We saw the tests on it before. It was actually off the two previous peaks back in 2021. We got the support off of that. We're back up above the 50 and the 20 days that are here. So that little tiny death cross that we had so far not playing out, but we really want to see that push where we hold up above, where we break that 100,000 on strong momentum, on strong volume. We don't have a lot of volume support right now. As a matter of fact, volumes have tapered off quite a bit with this upward price movement that you see. So these are low conviction moves, at least as per the volume that we see out there. Watch for that volume confirmation. That big push that we get in volume, like you see back in here with these previous volumes, is something that we want to see take place in order to have more conviction in the run that we're going to see. We need to break that 100,000 mark. We need to sit on top of that 100,000 mark, and that's going to help us in that push. That's going to take us up above 120,000 per BTC that I think that we could hit sometime during this run. Remember that the month of January, early parts of it up to the inauguration, probably going to be pretty tense. We'll see if it does weigh on it, maybe not. It could also be something that excitement builds up to that inauguration day. Afterwards, we should see a carry through if that pro-crypto message continues. So let's start wrapping things up here with XRP. So XRP, I put out this bull pennant look of this, and we didn't have confirmation on this top trend line until the 4th of January. So on Saturday, we actually came up, touched it, and got rejected. So let me zoom in on just the consolidating part of this. There we go, because you can see a little bit better. We actually had a tiny peekaboo up above that trend line on Saturday, got rejected. But as I mentioned about the moving averages being the show stealers, look at this. We are up above the 50 and the 20-day on this one. That buying pressure coming in where we saw support and resistance before, sort of mixed in between 225 and 234. So far, finding that support. What we're looking for from this, let me put that stuff back up there. And you can see my drawings from before. And there's not too much to make of it. But what I said about this, going back to Wednesday, we need to break up above the 20-day. So far, we have. Let me delete that off. I said if we get rejected, we could sell down. If we do sell down, watch either the lower trend line, watch the 50, watch the 20. Any one of those things could serve as support, among other supports that could be out there. We don't necessarily have to get down there. That's evidence of buying pressure. Right now, getting signs of indecision. We need to watch for that. We need to break up above this resistance. We need to retest it, and that should give us that rocket ship on XRP. It could be happening really any day now. And remember, for XRP, we have that significant catalyst of passing the January 15th deadline for the SEC to file its appeal in the lawsuit with Ripple. So be on the lookout for that as a catalyst on top of what we see with strength in the crypto market itself. If Bitcoin breaks that 100,000 and really starts to run, the altcoins should soon follow. And XRP looks like it's setting itself up really well for that push to $3 plus, maybe up to $4 in this next run that we see. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Check out the links down below if you want to learn how to support this channel, whether it's my private Discord that is through my Patreon, or if you want to find the link for Stockmo Academy, learn to do technical analysis yourself and get access to the bread recipe trading strategy. Make sure that you use the code word DOCTOR when you sign up. DOCTOR is going to give you a massive discount on that course. Join that learning community that's over there and also get access to technical analysis and the bread recipe trading strategy. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education. Remember, my friends, that learning is earning. We'll see you next video.